Hey guys, today I really wanted to, expose a little bit of what's really going on in the world right now. We literally just had, a tragedy that happened on television again, and I'm here to give a different perspective. I don't think a lot of people, have gotten to this point consciously to where they can see what is really going on. So I figured I'd make a video to just clearly connect the dots. Okay, so yeah, the first thing we're going to talk about is how the matrix runs off of energy. Okay, and what is the energy source? People. We are like batteries in the matrix, hence why I titled this video, we are the batteries that keep the system running. Okay, so the reason why these current events that are so traumatic keep popping up in our media again and again and again and again is because the media needs us to be in a triggered state or in a reactive state to feed off of our energy. Why would they want to do that? Well, this is ran by, lower dimensional entities. Everybody here is not who we think they are. So I have a few clips I'm going to show you guys to kind of, tie this up with a pretty bow. So the first video that I want to show you, I came across today, actually, this morning. I woke up at 3 in the morning. I could not sleep. And it's about energy extraction. Okay.
Bang, bang. What up, fam?
1 second.
So God.
Probably just put it on the screen.
All right, fam. In this reality that we live in, this Maya, this illusion, there's only there's a finite amount of actual living souls, real people here, all right? Because this energy extraction matrix was created by a group of, let's say, fallen beings who lost their connection to source. So they can't feed. They get no nourishment from the universe. So in order for them to feed, they have to feed off of others, like parasites. So what?
All right, so basically what he's saying is everybody here is not a human. Okay, so we have people, like, we're all kind of divided into a few different categories. We have actual human beings. We have these NPCs or non-player characters, which means that they're not really real. They kind of are empty bodies, like shells that are just, they're here to be a part of this matrix or be a part of whatever is going on, kind of make you think that everything's normal, but they're not real people. And then did I already say they're real people? Yeah, they're real people. They're NPCs, people that are not real people, but are here to play a part in this matrix. And then there are lower dimensional entities or lower vibing entities, or even entities that we can't see that aren't low vibing, but for the sake of this video, low vibing entities that feed off of energy. Okay, they're not, some of them you can physically see, but for the most part they don't belong here. Sorry, my girlfriend's calling me. Okay, so let's move along. So those of us who are real, we keep the matrix running by participating in these energy farms. What is an energy farm? Basically, Earth is an energy farm. If we, the people, are used like batteries, then if, triggering things go on in the media, on TV, on social media, okay, and everyone's in panic and fear state, they can use our energy to carry out agendas, okay? So, yes. So what are all the ways that they extract energy out of us? Okay, so let's look at the matrix and see different constructs in the matrix in which people are being fed off of, or our energy is being fed off of. Okay, so one is the health industry. So the health industry actually isn't good for us. It's actually killing us. It's a $1 billion industry, and it, I believe, started in China. I don't know, but so it's lab testing things that is not really good for us. Back in the day, we had spiritual healers, and we had herbalists and herbal healers, and we could basically heal ourselves. We were the doctors. So the fact that we go to these facilities to get things injected into us is it really going to help us? Because they need the money. They need to stay in business. They're harboring off of our energy, and the way that we participate is with our dollars. They give us dollars, and that is our energy, and we invest it into these things, into medicine, into, you know, whatever, injections into our bodies, into all this stuff, right? Okay, so that's one of the extractions, the health industry. Another one is the media. So the news. You really shouldn't be watching the news, because the news is also created and, you know, brought out by these people, by these elitists. Okay, so I actually have a chart, and maybe I'll just pop it up on the screen, but a lot of the major news networks are owned by the same people. So you realize that a lot of the stories, you're only getting one side because they're only sharing one perspective. All right. So yeah, media, music. The music industry has been infiltrated. A lot of the celebrities that we like, music artists that we like, they're pushing agendas in their song. A lot of their songs are curated and manufactured to literally make you go, you know, make you hypnotized into living out whatever act they're singing about, or, you know what I mean? Also, media, movies and television, you'll see a lot of symbolism or synchronicities inside of movies. A big occult thing that they like to throw out in movies is 33, 33, 33, you know? So, yeah, if you ever want to decode things and really understand things, you'll start to pick up on things, number synchronicities especially, in the media and things like that. Or you'll notice, like, in news stories, like 33 people will die, or 33 children are rescued, or something bizarre like that. The numbers are really important because numbers are universal. So yeah, they play in code. These things happen in code, in plain sight. Another way that they extract energy out of us is through the prison system. It's completely unjust. They keep people in prison because they make money off of them the longer that they're in there. The prisoners themselves aren't making any money, of course. A lot of people are wrongfully imprisoned and even serving sentences for very minuscule crimes, but the longer that they're in there, the longer that the government can harvest off of their life force, get things done in America. A lot of the things that are done in America are done by the prison system, like license plates and things like that, common things that we use. Otherwise, we'd get it from China, or we get it from somewhere else. So yeah, you have to ask yourself, where is the labor coming from that is coming from America? Well, it's coming from the prison systems. Another way they're harvesting off of the energy of people in the prison system, I mentioned the money, how they're getting paid to have bodies in prison. Therefore, they'll increase the funding for prisons so that they can make more money off of the amount of people they can put in there, regardless of what they're put in there for, right? Okay, another example is colleges and schooling. So we're told from a very young age, you have to go to school, go to school, go to school, go to college. A lot of us are in student loan debt, or in college debt, and it's to owe the government money, or to owe our suppressors or oppressors money, so that we have to stay stuck in this cycle, and we feel like we have to stay stuck in this game and trapped in this game. For a lot of people, the money is what keeps them trapped in this game. It's what keeps them locked in this game. Their jobs are what keep them locked in this game, and what keep them busy, so busy that they can't allow themselves to think about these things that are wrong with our society. Okay, one last thing I'm going to point out, a way that they extract energy from us are through our jobs. Okay, I kind of just brushed upon that, but a lot of people are in jobs that they don't like. You know, they've been in there for 10, 20, 30 years, their entire lifetime, spending the majority of their day in jobs instead of with their families, or out doing what they love for measly money, when they could be making way more on their own. Well, the reason why, you know, these people need them in these, you know, in these systems is because they keep things going for them. They keep the system moving for them. Okay, so yeah, here's just an example about what energy extraction is. That's what I'm talking about. So now let's apply this to the information that is going on today with George Floyd, him being murdered. I'm gonna say allegedly, even though we see it visibly. Nobody get upset at me, but I'm gonna explain why I say this. I really do think it has been planned, and a lot of other people think it's been planned as well. I'm gonna pop their videos up in here as well. But yeah, so let's talk about this. So these low vibing entities, and if you see me looking down, guys, I have some notes with me. These low vibing entities use triggering news to invoke a reaction out of the people, specifically Black people, because we haven't woken up to the magnitude of the strength and power that we have, because we've had spells cast upon us, be it through religion, and be it through, you know, indoctrination through the schooling system, and also programming through the media and television. So we haven't woken up to to our power or how great we are. Therefore, it's easy to manipulate our power and strip our power for us. It's easy for them to scapegoat to us and say that we're the problem because we don't even know, you know, that we're the chosen people. Or we're like, you know, like everyone's important, don't get me wrong, but we are specifically being preyed upon, and I think that people are opening their eyes to that. Okay, so let's get back to this. So these low vibing entities use triggering news to invoke a reaction out of people, whether the news is real or fake. Okay, so now we're going to start talking about fake news. What is fake news? When I say fake, there's what's called fake news. Okay, this is when the powers that be create conflict that get the people to respond in a predicted way. Okay, so they probably already predicted that people would go crazy if they were to blatantly kill a black man on camera and put it out on the internet for everyone to stew upon. We're still all at home doing nothing because of what's going on with the coronavirus, right? So, you know, obviously they're like, oh yeah, this is the perfect opportunity, right? To snatch people up, to get a reaction out of them, to make them react the way that we know that they're going to react so that we can roll out our next plan or our next agenda, okay? So yeah, this is when the powers create conflict to make people feel provoked or triggered. I have another video to show you guys. This is with Fleur Brune. She did a collaboration with a man last night, and they're basically literally talking about this. So I'm gonna play this for you guys.
Censorship. I have Patreon and they support me. Boy, I do not believe he's dead. Why did he not die on video? They put the knee on George Floyd for 9 minutes, and then it says he later died. He didn't die in front of people. There's a reason for that. He's not dead. He was paid to do this. And the cops that had the cop that had his knee on George Floyd, that same cop has been photographed working the Boston bombing and Sandy Hook. Now, to top all this off, the riots in Minneapolis, before they turned destructive, a white man dressed in all black with a mask and an umbrella approaches an auto parts store and begins busting out the windows with a hammer. You know what the black people did that were watching? They ran up to him and tried to physically stop him and told him, "What are you doing? No, no, no. Don't do this. We don't want this to turn deadly. We don't want the police here." Then they followed him on camera as he tried to get away. They tried to actually fight the man. Well, now it's came out, and I'm going to pull his picture up right here. Now it's came out that his name is Jacob Peterson of the St. Paul PD. He's a fucking cop, and he started the Minneapolis riot.
All right, wow. Okay, so yes, when I say fake news, this is them creating these fake scenes, these fake skits to get people upset and riled up and triggered. Why? Because they're hungry. They feed off of energy, and they know they can create a lot of angry black people or a lot of people in general. This time we've got the entire nation involved because everybody's upset, which rightfully so. It's good that we're triggered by these monstrosities because obviously we don't want to see our fellow people getting slaughtered and killed in the street. So that's why we're being triggered, because morally we're like, that's not right. But you know why these elitists, these dark vibing entities don't feel bad about it? Because they're not human. They don't feel bad about killing one of us because they're not one of us, right? And these agents, these people that they get to play these skits or play these roles, allegedly George Floyd and allegedly these cops, you know, they get them to play these skits and play these roles to get people infuriated. It's a play, it's a show, okay? We're hungry, we gotta harvest your energy. Let's get these people upset. We can get them all upset, you know? Let's get them all provoked. So that's what's going on right now. Okay, so now that we know that they harvest energy and the collective doesn't make sense of that, so they're getting upset, they're rioting, you know, thinking that it's for a just cause, which yes, again, in history, we have rioted to get what we want and get what we need, but we have to understand why now isn't the time to be rioting. And of course, we shouldn't be looting at all because, you know, that's just not, if we're trying to propel our society and make our society better, you know, doing these things, obviously, it doesn't make a right. Do I care that Target and these places got vandalized? Personally, no, you know, but you know, let's keep it moving, okay? So yeah, so they're doing this to trigger people, creating these incidents to trigger people, to instill rage and anger and fear into them, because these are all energies that they can harvest or they can feed off of. So next we're going to talk about what an agent provocateur is, and this is kind of what he talked about in the video about these fake people, these fake agents, these bots that live amongst us in our society that might not even be real, but kind of are instilled and placed around us to keep us stuck in the game, or to keep making us believe that what's going on is real, but it's not real, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. So in Wikipedia, they actually define what a provocateur is, and I'll flash it up on the screen as well for you guys. But an agent provocateur is a person who commits or who acts to entice another person to commit an illegal or rash or falsely implicated them partaking in an illegal act, sorry guys, so as to ruin the reputation or entice legal action against the target or group they belong to. An agent provocateur may also be a member of law enforcement agency acting out of their own sense of duty or under orders or other entity, okay? So these people are agents placed around us to get us upset, okay? The guy that they were talking about, this man dressed in all black, who's a part of the police department, who actually was the one who started busting up windows and was the arson, you know, blowing things up and making it appear to be it's these rioters. And then again, they're in control of the news station, so they have their people, you know, out there with the cameras recording the entire thing, making everybody look terrible. Meanwhile, they kind of initiated it, started it, riled it up, and then once that energy is around people, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what they want. They want people to go crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. Now you guys might be asking, Nyjah, why do they want people to go crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier? Again, they feed off of energy. The bigger and crazier it gets, you know, the more they can do with that energy, the more power it gives them, because they thrive in chaos and destruction, okay? So we talked about what an agent provocateur is. I actually have the picture of the man, and this is his picture right here, and I also have videos, and you guys can find these videos as well. They are all over the internet, they're all over Facebook, okay? I posted it on my Facebook page, so you guys can find these pictures. This was one of the cops that, well, this was the one that was caught on camera breaking glass, and also the arson in front of the AutoZone that you see in the Minneapolis videos, okay? So just imagine if this could happen in this place, imagine other places where rioters have begun, or riots have begun. You know, what if they implanted more agents like this out there to cause this ruckus, okay? This is the man. He is a cop. So they are hiring cops, or the cops are agents, you know, to cause ruckus so that they can enforce more laws. All right, but black people don't see that. They're not trying to hear that. They're like, no, you killed one of us. This is wrong. We're going to destroy things. And I get that, rightfully so. But we have to find another way to harness that energy. And I'm going to talk about that at the end. But I'm going to tie this up with a pretty bow first, okay? So, yeah, I showed you guys screenshots. And I also have videos of the arson who, oh, here is a tweet thread as well. This says, update, it has been revealed that Officer Jacob Peterson of the St. Paul Police Department was the culprit responsible for kick-starting the riot in South Minneapolis. He was captured on camera and identified by his ex-wife, okay? So several people seen this man, identified him, okay? We know where he works, we know who he works for. They probably hired him to do this, okay? You think he was outraged at the fact that his fellow people were doing these things? No, he was hired by these people, okay? I also have a video, which honestly, you guys have already seen the videos. I'm not even gonna pull it up. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Facebook, but it's basically just him with his black umbrella. Tell me that doesn't seem weird at all to you. A black umbrella, okay? And he's dressed exactly like the police officers in all black with a black umbrella. Again, this seems very symbolic that he's wearing a black umbrella. Probably means that I already know that I'm pardoned, and here I come with my doom and gloom to rough some ish up. You know, everything's symbolic, so that umbrella definitely meant something. Anyway, so yes, now we know that the vandalism and arson was to incite chaos, and now we know who started it. Okay, now I want to show you guys one more thing, or a few more things. I'm almost done here. Okay, so this is a young Pharaoh video now.
The American people. The fire was started by the American government. Now here's more pictures. Look, they got even more of this nigga. Look, man. Look, remember when the Muslim shit happened? Here go the nigga again. Right here, Muslims for Trump. Huh? And then he did it for Hillary. Muslims for Hillary. This is the same nigga, man. These are crisis actors. And now you might say, Pharaoh, why is this important? Okay, everybody outside rioting, right? Everybody outside rioting, right? The motherfucking Minnesota's on fire right now. In case y'all didn't know, Minnesota's on fire. Minneapolis mayor calls for calm after second night of protest over George Floyd's death collapses in chaos, leaving Target and AutoZone on fire. Now, what y'all don't know is the rioters didn't set it on fire. Now, I don't know who this nigga is I'm about to show. But I'm willing to bet he's CIA. I'm willing to bet he's FBI. I'm willing to bet. Now, look at this. See, the media wants you to think motherfuckers is just in Minnesota rioting right now and they wilding out. Yo, they started the fire. Look, look at this. I need you to see this. This man that started the fire at AutoZone, does he look like a normal citizen to you? The actual protesters there chased him down to ask him why he even started the fire. And he had the nerve to turn around and threaten him. This is not a normal citizen. White people are
So you probably couldn't see it very well, but again, I'll just pop it up on the screen. But basically, again, it's just footage of these agent provocateurs going around, you know, starting up problems, okay? So here's the last thing that I want to say. The reason why we shouldn't be, you know, rioting and causing even more problems is because this is what they want. Again, they feed off of this negative energy, and they can use this negative incident to enforce more laws. So they create chaos to enforce more laws or to mandate more things upon us that we wouldn't otherwise agree upon it, right? We already know that there isn't really a black versus white war with this occasion. Everyone can blatantly see that there is a problem, okay? So a huge thing why they want this chaos is because there is this this Luciferian philosophy that basically says that they want to create order out of chaos. So that's where the Baphomet picture comes from. You guys have seen that already. But basically that's their whole thing. That's their zhuzh, okay? Creating order out of chaos, right? So black people don't understand that they are being triggered to make them out to be looters and chaotic. Then the powers that be will have the choice, will have no other choice. They have no other choice. We have to do this. You guys made us do this. But to mandate order out of the chaos that they created, aka martial law and things of that nature, okay? So yeah, next thing, the last thing is just a quick little clip. It's Fleur Brune, one last time from that video I showed you, and basically she's gonna just wrap it up for a bow with us, and then I'm gonna share with you guys what I think a solution is to this for us, because I know everyone's always like, well, what's the solution? What are we gonna do? Can we talk about solutions? Yes, we will, okay?
Agent provocateurs that were paid, Masons,
okay, she's talking about it now.
Thank you very much.
They've been adding their own sources of agent provocateurs in these crowds to initiate what looks like to be, you know, mass, you know, riots. And really, they're the initiators of those riots. And they've always had a hidden hand doing so. And a lot of us have always known this. It's been a conversation for many years, especially in the brown Mennonite communities, stating that there were agent provocateurs that were paid, Masons, parts of the deep state that were purposefully placed in these and initiated.
Okay, so to wrap this up with a bow, because this has been pretty long, I just want to say that, you know, the police officers and government officials and basically this entire construct is set up for harvesting our energy. And so we have a few options. We can either completely leave this entire society, this entire governmental structure. This is a lot of times when people talk about new earth or new world order. Yeah, or we can fix these honestly, I don't even see there is fixing. There's so much corruption from the food that we eat to the health industry. Basically everything is set up to harvest off of our energy. So we're basically going to have to completely revamp our entire living infrastructure, which actually is a positive thing, because we have, you know, we can just be living so much better. We can be healing the earth so much better. So yeah, not turning this into like a kumbaya thing, but some things that I wrote down as solutions to what we need to start doing now instead of rioting, protesting, and participating in the harvesting of our energy. We need to stop being triggered. Like, it's okay to be triggered, but then understand why you're being triggered. Why am I being triggered? I'm being triggered because this is not right. Oh, okay, cool. So, you know, obviously we have, you know, morality. We can see we're human because we don't like to see those kinds of things happen. Whereas these people who aren't real people don't really flinch when these things happen, okay? Those people are agents, okay? A lot of these racist people, they're probably agents, you know, here to just keep antagonizing, keep pushing people. A lot of those people responding to you in Facebook arguments, probably agents just pushing you to, you know, act crazy and feel upset. So just remember, understand that media is regulated. A lot of these television shows, news shows, it's regulated, okay? So we're really only going to get one side of this propaganda, okay? It is all intentional. So they're rolling out agendas based off of how they can affect us. Again, COVID-19 is a perfect example about trying to roll out agendas based on how upset people can get, or playing off of people's energy and emotions, okay? Another thing, here's thing 2, stop making yourself look bad, okay? Guys, they're trying to make you out to look like a bad guy. So don't play into their game. You're basically like puppets on a puppet string playing into their game. Don't play into their game, okay? We can find other ways to we are going to find other ways to get our point across and tear down these infrastructures without making ourselves look bad, and also without harming our fellow, you know, neighbors and people. Like, yes, rioting is necessary sometimes, but now that we understand that these things are intentionally happening to trigger us in order to extract energy and emotion out of us, now we can be smarter and play smarter. And I think that's what the Great Awakening is about. People are waking up to what's really going on so that we can play smarter and get rid of these old infrastructures that no longer work, okay? So we got to be smarter. The third thing I said is to educate as many fellow brown people, melanated people, and even your non-melanated people, because a lot of people kind of already know about these corrupt politicians and things like this, or we're kind of all on the same page, right? So educate as many people as you can about what's really going on. You can send them this video. You can send them videos. I'll link in the description box about what's really going on. But just let them know that being angry and fighting with each other on social media is literally just causing them to extract more energy from us, which is fueling this beast, this monster that is really harvesting off of our energy in the background, okay? The last advice I have for you guys, number 4, is focus on raising your vibration personally. We all have to raise our vibration personally, and also to attain more knowledge and more education so we can understand what's really going on here, so that we can, again, tear down these infrastructures and things of that nature, okay? So we have to understand why this is happening. Now is the time. Now is not the time to go back to sleep and act like we don't understand now, and like we're not all putting the pieces together. We are all putting the pieces together, and that's the beauty of social media. We can see what's going on now extremely clearly. So yeah, we're on a journey to creating the new earth, which is heaven on earth, which is like a euphoric, utopian, beautiful society, you know, and it is possible. And I'm not saying we all have to live together. We might all have like little factions and groups, but we will all live in harmony, and we will all be able to share the resources of life, because life is abundant and is here for us to provide for us, and we don't have to fight over it. And the matrix concept and thinking makes us think that we have to be in scavenger and like in our lower chakras instead of like learning more and attaining more. Okay, the universe is abundant, earth is abundant, we don't have to fight over these resources. So yeah, we're on the journey to creating a new earth. These crazy things are happening to trigger people, but they're also happening to wake people up. So if you so happen to, you know, stumble across this video and now you're awake because of what happened, great. Or maybe you've already been awake, or people are going to become awake based off of these things that keep happening. COVID-19, people are waking up to that. Kobe Bryant's death, people are waking up to that. Killer hornets, oh my god, people are waking up to that. Okay, they're rolling out these fake news stories to get people feeling some type of way, uncomfortable and agitated, to provoke us to do something. Okay, now that we know this information, what are we going to do about it? I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching.